after about a week. Trying to do weekly or every other week videos. Today, let's talk about some cans that I have in my collection. Things going on with the tear strip or the top of the can, focusing in on some cans today. I got this lot from eBay in the mail. We'll crack this open, see what's inside, and I'll give you a little sneak peek at what I look for when I'm talking about cans. Just the top of the can. Maybe there's something obviously going on with the tab, but let's check it out and let's look at the tops of the can today, guys. Let's get into it. Let's break into this box. I previously opened it already just to see what I was dealing with before I made the video, but purchased this after a late night of scouring the deep ends of eBay, Facebook, beer can trading groups, just all kinds of groups that I'm involved in that I spend my nights on. I'm an armchair warrior, sitting on the lazy boy recliner, going through, looking at the cans, specifically the tops, anything going on with the cans. I spend hours hunting and searching on the internet. That way I can acquire, and if anything sparks or creates a buzz in my brain, and it's within a decent price, usually under $20 or $30, I'm like, I gotta get that. It's gotta go in the collection. So, saw this on eBay. Had to snag it. I like how the person threw in some grocery bags. Oh, there it is. Ha! That's the one I wanted, guys. Look at that. This tab. Where is this from even? 15th in the world selection for beer. Some kind of contest in 1976. Sweden. Looks like this was like a special edition can, or like a contest for like the world's best special edition. That's neat. What really stood out about this can, guys, was the anodized blue tear strip with the anodized blue rivet. That is absolutely cool. Wow. Special anodizing with the anodized rivet on this tab. That was the deciding factor of why I purchased this. I want to show you guys all the cans in here, but I really want to show you what I'm going to put into the can collection and show you some of the cans that I actually have, and it's growing, and why I haven't pulled the tab off. So let's talk about that. And if pulling tabs off cans is your bag, then stick around. Let's turn the camera around and show you guys a little bit closer. I will eliminate all the ones that don't have tabs and then kind of pull out my other part of my collection and show you deeper into what I collect and the cans and why I haven't taken off the tear strips. So let's get into that. All right, guys. Bear with me as I gotta hold the camera at this angle. I don't have a good camera grip set up right now, but what we're looking at is the workings of my can collection that I have not torn the tab off of to go to the greater good of the tab focus collection. All right, guys, here's a good example of the cans that I have in my collection that I just don't feel like I should tear the tab off of. These cans have a lot of design going on with the top of the can. They have things on the tear strip extra design that kind of make up the entire top of the can really special. And I just feel like it would be a detriment to the entire piece if I tore the tab off. I do tear tabs off cans, but when they look like this in a full design, I just can't do it, guys. I just have to keep that together. This is a small collection, but it is growing. One of my favorite cans that I had that I purchased in a Facebook can collecting group was this can right here with this awesome radial checkerboard pattern with that tear strip. Focusing on the entire top of the can is something that I look out for when I'm collecting just cans. Most cans that I see on the internet are pretty bland. Not a lot going on. Maybe the tab's missing. I'm not a can collector at heart. I'm obviously, you know, this is Sta-Rad tabs. We focus on the tabs, but I do run across some tabs with interesting tops, things going on that I just really enjoy. Extra engravings, funny advertising, interesting tabs, or price stickers. Look at that. With the stars, 96 cents. This must have been a 5-star beverage. The double price tag, money sign there, old faded. Look at the fading on that sticker. The patina. Sorry for the shakiness on the camera on some of these. Here's another grocery tag. $1.75. That nice purple XT70 Garvey price tag ink. That stuff was notorious in the graffiti scene in the 80s and 70s and the 90s. Everyone wanted that price tag ink in the subway. If you know, you know. But the story about that price tag ink, that Garvey Formula XT70, yeah, it's a cool story. But it's definitely Garvey. Look at the purple on that. Faded, patinaed sticker. That is absolutely cool design. All right, guys, let's take a look at these guys right here. These were a gift from a guy named Kurt Mattson of the Rusty Bunch. When I was gearing up with Evan Jaworski a couple years ago to go to the World Canvention, Kurt saw one of my posts searching for interesting tops and tabs, and he had sent me a lot of these can tops. This is the top of a can. A lot of these are prototypes that just kind of focus on the design for the manufacturer to get a closer look at the opening mechanism, the invention of certain tabs, testing, prototyping. A lot of these are really cool. Here's an S10 prototype shape. If we can get a closer look at this. There we go. Look at that S10 shape, but in the top corner, the very top corners here, it's got this weird indentation here versus a regular S10. If you've ever seen one, doesn't come all the way around and complete it. Kind of looks like it's missing its ears almost, missing its corners. This really cool S10 shape, prototype. I have 2 of these. One will end up with Yoba in Bull Tab Archaeology. I just have to figure out how to get them to Yoba among the world trade and all the tariffs and such. So these will have to wait for a while, sadly, but they will go to Yoba someday, eventually. S10 prototype. Also, some of these that I have for Yoba are the foil tape prototypes. These are really interesting. It's just a piece of foil. It's just a piece of foil that would tear off on the back side to reveal the mouth opening. A lot of can companies were trying this to save on aluminum, find stuff that was more recyclable, easier for the end user, uses less aluminum. Pretty interesting. I'm surprised that this never caught on, and I wonder what their deciding factor was, that why they didn't make anything like this. I'm wondering if it was just because it tore too easy. But this is really neat, guys. Aluminum foil tape tab. Other tabs that were sent from Kurt Madsen. This nice curved Hornet. The Hornet wings are kind of curved inward. And just some regular can tops. Not too sure anything special going on this one, other than the fact that it might say patent pending on it. Here's a Budweiser from Oklahoma, or maybe they wrote okay, that they approved it. This one looks like it was actually mounted to like a display piece, so maybe, oh, it actually does say Oklahoma, never mind. It says Oklahoma, and then someone wrote in with a Sharpie, okay. Maybe they gave it the thumbs up on that one. These ones are pretty interesting. Interesting can design. Just some weird prototypes in the collection, guys. One of the other cans that Kurt sent me that I was really stoked on a couple years ago is this champagne velvet with this really cool T-shaped tab. This is a very interesting tab. I've seen these cans opened. It opens up all the way, and then you push down and the tab does stay with the can. This one says number 1, lift tab, 2, push down, 3, slide back. And then it reveals the mouth hole there. Really interesting can. I would love for Yoba to have this someday. I'm not too particularly crazy about this tab, but it is really interesting, and I know he would love it. He definitely needs this can in the world typology. So I just can't bring myself to open this can, and I think it should stay just like it is. Maybe someday I'll find a tab that somebody tore off. Pretty cool can, guys. Pretty interesting tab. If you're out there and you're a collector, look for this brand on eBay. Any can collecting groups, scour the internet, find something like this if you really need it. One other tab that I really fell in love with when I first saw it on eBay was this one that says Hip Hop and Hot. It is an air-filled can. It was not opened. It looks like it was part of someone's previous collection, maybe a Coke collector. There are a lot of Coke collectors out there in the world. People who really go hard collecting the Coke cans. Some of them are pretty expensive. This one stood out to me, firstly for the shape, but then the advertising with the words hip hop and hot. This is my hip hop and hot tab can. Just couldn't bring myself to tear this one off either. Diet Coke. Win, bid and win big. Bid and win. NutraSweet brand sweetener. Let's see if we can find a date on this can. Oh, there it is. This was Coke Music Hip Hop and Hot 2 Ways to Win. Music auction. Bid and win the prize you fancy. The more hip, hot, and hot ring tabs you collect, the greater your chance to win a Coke Collector's CD jukebox. Autographed by Bon Jovi, Sun Vic, gold concert passes, and Coke radios. Grand draw. Send in 6 Hip Hop and Hot ring tabs to enter the Hip Hop and Hot grand draw. Closing date of August 31st, August in 1995. See bid forms, press ads for details, or call A604000. Tower Records. That is awesome, guys. This is pretty interesting stuff here. From 95. Got that hip hop coming on. I don't know why they chose Bon Jovi to go on a hip hop can, but it's pretty weird. Got to get that Coke Collector's CD jukebox. I wonder who won that. Maybe we'll find an article or newspaper drawing for this can. Hip hop and hot. Pretty neat. 95 Diet Coke. Alright, guys. I just want to chime back in here with, I was editing the video. Something about this can that stood out to me. In 95, this is a prime example of manufacturers, and the United States was still using the pull tab on their products and cans in 1995. I don't know why I didn't think of this as soon as I was doing the video, but just wanted to chime back in here. 95, still using pull tab. It's a nice key date to decide when the United States stopped using the pull tab. This is a really cool piece. Look at that jukebox design on the can with that date. 95 with a pull tab. T-type. Really cool stuff. All right. Let's look at this other Coke. When I got this from eBay, I saw it for the tab itself. Focusing on this double ring here. I do have tabs that are like that, but this one really caught my eye. And I was really surprised when I got it in the mail to find that it's still full of Coke. I don't know if you can hear that. But there's Coke in there. I don't want to shake it up too much. It might explode on me on camera. This Coke, after a Google search and translation to find that this is Italian. This is an Italian Coke with a stamp and date stamp of Anno 1993. 93 Italian Coke with a pull tab. This is good information because the pull tab still being used in 93. Pull tabs are still being used more in international markets than they are in the United States. The United States imports stuff. This one, I think the reason why this one might have been good for a Coke collector is that it had the Barcelona Olympics in 92 advertising on that. But I bought it because this tab was really interesting. I do not have that tab. And it came with Coca-Cola still in it. Maybe someday, when no more Cokes are around, maybe I'll drink that. I don't know. Post-apocalyptic Coke beverage expired. It's a vintage, good year, 93 Italian Coke. Love that double ring. Curious as to which ring would pull off, but from my understanding that you pull the tab off, it would retain both of these. It would have this nice inner ring and this nice outer ring design. Good close-ups. Nice. Moving on. Free best sellers. You can probably see why I really like this one. It's got all these hands. This radial design. Saying, wait, stop. Please buy me. Please put me in the can collection. This one's pretty neat, guys. Just couldn't bring myself to tear that one off. Looks like this one is for Double Diamond Export Ale from a company and brand called Burton. Free bestsellers. Here's your chance to receive one of the 4 best-selling paperbacks. Oh, it's like a book. Here's what to do. Select your free books from the titles listed below. Collect 10 specially printed ring pulls from cans of Double Diamond featuring the book offer. Send your book title together with the 10 ring pulls securely wrapped with your name and address to Double Diamond Bestsellers offer. PHS Mailings Limited, P.O. Box 14, Horley, Surrey. In return, you'll receive the book of your choice absolutely free. Choose from Leslie Thomas, That Old Gang of Mine, Peter Benchley, The Island, Dick Francis, Trial Run, Arthur C. Clarke, Fountains of Paradise. Remember, there is no limit to the number of applications you can make, provided that each application is accompanied by 10 special ring pulls. Allow 28 days for delivery. Offer closes March 31st, 1981. Wow, that is awesome, guys. Getting your book on, getting your reading on, getting those free bestsellers for free. All you got to do, collect 10 of those, send them in, choose one of those books. Very interesting stuff, guys. I love that stuff. Check out these soccer balls on this one. 2 tokens. Bunch of soccer balls. Footballs, depending on where you're from. Soccer challenge. Win 1 of 10 all-expenses paid trip to see England play a World Cup qualifying match of your choice between May and September of 1981. Matches: Switzerland, Hungary, Norway. Plus a free poster of the England squad to every entrant who correctly spots the ball. There's like this grid with a bunch of players. Here's what to do. Simply study the above scene featuring the recent England versus Belgium match. Use your skill and judgment to decide in which square of the grid you consider the center of the missing ball is most likely to be. Write the square number, for example, C4, on a sheet of paper together with your name and address in a ballpoint pen and block capital letters, please. And in not more than 30 additional words, complete the following sentence. The question I would like to ask the England squad is because... ... You may submit as many square numbers as you wish on your entry. For each square number, enclose ring pulls worth 4 tokens. Ah, that's where the 2 tokens. So you just need 2 tabs. From special cans of John Courage Strong Pale Ale worth 2 tokens each, or Courage Light Ale worth 1 token each. Post to Courage Soccer Challenge, P.O. Box 4625, The Mall, London, W5, to arrive not later than March 30th, 1981. The competition closes March 30th, 1981. Do you guys spot that secret ball? I guess it's like a guessing game of where you might think the ball is, of where they're kicking it. Clearly some dudes down here looking for that soccer ball, but these guys over here, I don't know. This particular scene from that exact match, from that photo, you have to guess. But sadly, the competition is closed. Really cool can, guys. Awesome advertising contest cans. Stuff I like to look for. Enter the Courage Soccer Challenge. Awesome. That is really neat. Yeah, I just couldn't bring myself to tear that off. Much like this one right here. Checkerboard. This one says, win 30,000 cash in the Sharps. In the Sharpshooter game. Look at the target. So I guess it's a target from March 31st, 1986. Darts. It's a dart can. It's a dartboard, guys. That is cool. So definitely wouldn't want to tear the tab off because we wouldn't have the complete dartboard. That is a dartboard, guys. I did not know that until I started reading it and looking into it closer. Game on, ladies and gentlemen. Here's your chance to win 30,000 cash prize or one of 1,000 stylish silver-plated sharpshooter tankards. Under every ring pull of the sharpshooter cans, there's a sharpshooter dart score. So under this tab, there's an image of a score. Each score in a box. Only complete boxes will count. Collect ring pulls until your score reaches exactly 301. It's easy and it's fun. Write your name and address on a piece of paper, send it in. Blah, blah, blah. Here's the discrepancies. Are you a sharpshooter? Are you going to get that 301 score collecting these tabs? That is pretty neat, guys. Love me some darts. Some old English darts. Pretty neat. All right, guys. Well, that about wraps it up. Some of these cool cans. If you're a collector out there and you have some of these, you're not too savvy on special fancy advertising, or maybe you are a collector that you want to help add to this collection of mine, consider us over here at Sta-Rad Tabs, Pull Tab Archaeology. We love stuff like this. This was a fun video, different. I hope to find more cans like that with different advertising, things going on, contests. It's always fun. So we'll check back here. Maybe in a couple weeks, we'll talk about more tabs that have interesting stuff going on with them. Please subscribe. We're trying to grow the channel, trying to get on TikTok, and, you know, just spread the word about can collecting, tab collecting, and trying to create good content. Some hyper-focus, weird things going on from old way back in the day. All right. Stay rad, everybody. See you soon.